The Walking Dead has shown how different countries have responded to the zombie infection as it continues to expand outside of the United States. Daryl Dixon Season 3 appears to introduce the safest nation to date. Following the revelation that the United Kingdom had collapsed in the world of The Walking Dead, it was unclear whether any place could be considered genuinely safe in this harsh environment. Variants were widespread, and France was particularly hard struck. Similarly, walkers blended in with the landscape of Greenland, making it uninhabitable. Because of the establishment of various safe zones and survivor organizations in several states, America still appeared to be the nation best prepared for the end of the world, even if the majority of its population had left. Despite the fact that many people have managed to live, zombies continue to pose a serious threat and seem to be an endless issue, demonstrating how perilous the situation is. But after Daryl's spin-off on The Walking Dead demonstrated how the rest of the world handled the outbreak, attention has turned to a new nation that appears to be far safer than any other. Although it may be too soon to determine the show's level of safety given its short stay in Spain, the evidence suggests it might be far safer than America. Daryl and Carol have seen very few walkers since coming to Spain, and their trip from their shipwreck to Solas has seemed surprisingly gentle. The characters have only had to fight against a resurrected Julian, who perished in their crash on the coast of Spain, aside from their encounter with the bandits who attacked Roberto and Justina. However, given that Solas del Mar employs zombies to guard the community's walls, it is evident that zombies are still a possible issue in the European nation. Similarly, a number of walkers were caught in nets, but this merely serves to highlight how effectively the Spanish are able to repel undead. Although Daryl Dixon hinted at the destruction of villages in Season 3, El Alcazar's ominous presence in the spin-off's plot suggests that there are a number of sizable, operational gangs in Spain. It is therefore impossible to determine how secure it is until the plot develops further and we see more of Spain. The nation appears to be the safest in the franchise thus far, though this could alter as time goes on because there are a lot less zombies than we've seen elsewhere and a number of active, allied factions. Even while it would be ideal for Spain as a nation to be fully safe, Solas del Mar's location might be the true factor contributing to the community's seeming security. Given that Daryl and Carol arrived there in about a day, the location must be near the coast, which immediately provides some protection. Additionally, the community is situated in a mountainous region, making it difficult for the infected to launch a mass attack. The villagers are confident enough to host the annual La Ofrenda, a massive festival that is anything but discreet, because the strongly defended walls and enormous gate may also help keep the noise out. If the community is willing to take such significant risks, they must feel reasonably safe from outside threats. The fact that they have walkers outside the walls to possibly warn them of hostile humans suggests that they are ready for any issue that may come up, demonstrating that Solas's location is advantageous for surviving the end of the world. Solas would remain a fairly strong safe zone in an otherwise perilous location, demonstrating that the community was sensible to establish themselves there even if the Walking Dead's zombie epidemic had destroyed much of the nation. Furthermore, Spain can simply have a general geographic advantage over other territories because other groups are also present. Although there are many encouraging indications that Spain is safe, there have already been a number of hints that things might be more complicated than they appear. First and foremost, the fact that violence among survivors persists shows that, despite the ostensibly linked groups, the nation isn't quite as peaceful as it appears. Feed leads Solas del Mar, so you would think that people are familiar with his niece, who should be untouchable in theory. However, before Daryl fortunately saved Justina and her lover Roberto, a mob tried to rob and attack them. The fact that the surviving attacker made it to Solas suggests that he was already a member of the group and chose to attack nevertheless. This indicates that supplies appear to be lucrative and limited, as seen by La Ofrenda's large fiesta. As another indication that obtaining resources in the wild is difficult and limited, Solas had a custom of offering one of the young ladies in the town to El Alcazar in return for food, medicine, and weapons. In light of this, Daryl and Carol might have merely been fortunate to wash ashore in such a secure location, similar to what happened when they met one of the sole survivors in the UK during the premiere of Daryl Dixon Season 3. If this is true, Spain may still face some serious dangers in the future, despite its first reputation as a secure country. Thank you for watching.